most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and not with me, as always, you don't see Jive Turkey Nano. Instead, I thought I'd upgrade this week. We got Jax, the man who's always speaking the facts. If you're not already subscribed to this man's channel, march on over to Making the Walk at YouTube and hit that man with a subscription, like his last few videos, and honestly, take the time to watch him because the guy puts out quality content, and I couldn't be more thrilled to have him on the prediction show this week. So, first and foremost, how we doing, Jax?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate the invite. It's been a long time coming, and I mean, I'm not Jive Turkey, but I got nice hats too, so you know.
You do have nice hats. I mean, I feel like if there's anybody that can give that man a run for his money when it comes to the hat game, you're in that top list. What's up, Toron Brown? How you doing in the chat, man? Hope you're having a great Friday. Hey, hands in the air and a smile from ear to ear. We've survived another week, my guy. Let's go.
Man, it's been a long one.
It's not been a short one. That's for damn sure, brother. I'm so happy this week is over, but dreading the fact that means there's a reason to do it all again starting Monday. But hey, at least we get a couple days off, huh?
True.
Now, with that being said, speaking of having a little break before the real intensity starts back, that's what this card feels like, right? I mean, it's not a bad card, but
no, I
mean, we're having it sandwiched between like 318 and 319.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to compete.
Yeah, it's not a great card, but I mean, there's some sleeper little bangers in there. I mean, I will say this, the last card from a name value standpoint compared to this card, they don't even compare. The card last week was, I mean, you got to know, that's if you know type of card. This one's a little bit better from a name value, and hopefully these are the cards that normally deliver, right? So we'll see.
I 100% agree with that, man. I think last week it was really not a casual friendly card. But you know, it's one of those cards, like I said it last week on the prediction show with Cross. Like, I genuinely feel like when it comes down to those types of cards, those aren't for the casual fans. Those are the types of cards that casual fans will go back and watch in 6 years. When they discover their new favorite fighter and they're like, oh, dude, he's been fighting in the UFC for like 7 years. Oh, shit, let me watch this old card, bro. Like, we've all been there, right? Like, the first time somebody watches a Dustin Poirier fight, like, they're like, oh, he's been doing this for how long?
For real.
11, 12 years? Shit, that's a lot of watch time. Let's go check this out. And then anyone who does that and goes down that rabbit hole, typically they become a much larger fan of that fighter in general and the sport. So it's a great builder card. It's a great feeder card for these names. But this one, like you said, there's already some pretty solid names on here that it's kind of shit or get off the pot time, for lack of better words, for a lot of these fighters. Some of them are fighting for their jobs. Looking at a Steve Erceg, right? Stevie Siggs. But it's crazy. 3 fights ago, he was fighting for a world title.
Yeah, he kind of slid down a little bit. I mean, partially due to just not, getting it done, but also partially the competition. I mean, it's hard to fight at that top level and come
those
away
lower
with
weight
wins.
classes especially.
Yeah, I mean, those dudes are, all of them, anybody that walks into the UFC, they're going to be high level. They're going to be skilled. So he just couldn't get it done all the way in a lot of those fights. But we'll see if he can pass this O'Day Osborne test on short notice.
This is the type of fight that's like a Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier fight for me. I'll be honest with you, where I hate it because either way, like even if I'm happy, I'm going to be a little bit sad. You know, it's like you get pizza and you spill your soda on the pizza. Like you've still got soda and pizza, but now your pizza's soggy. You're hungry. You're a little bit drunk. You're still going to eat it. It's still going to be pretty good. Yeah. But there's a part of you that's like, man, this really stinks. This sucks.
True.
Soggy pizza.
Yeah, you didn't get it the way that you wanted it, but you're getting it.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You're getting it. No, not quite exactly what you wanted, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So with that, let's go ahead and jump on into the first fight. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. The first fight starting us off is in the light. Wait. This is definitely not right. Google, what are you doing?
Wait. So wait, do you use the Google, like you just type in the event and pull up
I
Google?
usually use the Google sheet because they update it more often than the Tapology sheet as far as the bout order.
Yeah.
Which is what throws me the hell off when I do the prediction show with the Fight Week show.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they use Tapology.
Yeah.
And Tapology posts the original fight format and they pretty much leave it until fight day.
Yeah.
And it changes a lot on those fights. So I'm always like, wait, what fight are we on now? Which one's next? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. So with that being said, let me actually state the correct weight class here. It is a middleweight bout, not a light heavyweight bout. Google, what the fuck are you doing? Cody, could you imagine Cody Brundage at light heavyweight? That's comical. A middleweight bout between Cody Brundage and Eric McConaughey.
Yeah.
McConaughey is one of these guys that looks really good, or looked really good rather, up until the moment he made it into the UFC. And I mean that with all due respect. Like Jax the man to my right just said it best. He's like, you know, when you're fighting, it's already hard. When you make it to the upper echelon of the UFC, it's a lot harder. It's tenfold harder. So he came in there against a Nursultan Ruzaboyev, which is not an easy out for anybody in their UFC debut. And hey, guess what? He got knocked the fuck out in the second round via right hook, Ricky. It happens to the best of us. But the worst thing ever is the fact that he went from Ruzaboyev to Cody Brundage. Like, I mean, you're going to like the pale Sheehan version, right? Like, come on, dude. Like, I wish I was wrong, bro. Tell me I'm wrong, please.
Nah, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong.
It's not an easy out. Like, I don't know if he pissed somebody off when he got signed, or like give the guy some fucking training wheels before you put him on a mountain bike going down the side of the fucking cliff, huh?
Yeah. You know what is interesting too is the age. McConaughey, he's lived, and he's been around, and you know he's just getting to this level, which, you know, kudos to him for getting to this level for sure. But I mean, I hate to say that cliche, but there is levels to these things, and Cody being the bottom of the barrel in the UFC is still elite when it compares to the rest of the world. So McConaughey looks the part, and if we were casting for a movie, I'd probably pick McConaughey, but we're not.
Facts.
These boys actually got to fight.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it reminds me of the meme that we've seen recreated probably 100 fucking times at this point, where it's like, I mean, there's been a ton of variations of it, obviously, but it's like, you know, people who don't train in mixed martial arts or watch UFC see this guy and think he's terrifying. Yeah. And it's like Brock Lesnar or like some WWE, like Randy Orton or someone. And then it's all Hoist Gracie and his fucking like gi looking just unassuming as hell and tiny. It's like, real people know that this is the guy you should be afraid of. Yeah. Like, it's facts, bro. Like, if you look at these guys and you look at them on paper, you're like, all right, well, I mean, one guy's a little bit older. He's got a little bit less wear and tear, and he looks like a fucking action figure. The other guy looks like my cousin, who was drunk last week at the family reunion and arguing over the last rib. So, yeah, I mean, Cody. if you just glance at this, yeah, exactly. That is Cody, bro. Like, he won the fight for the rib, by the way, folks.
Yep.
But yeah, I cannot in my heart of hearts or brain of brains, I can't bet on McConaughey, even with a vast reach advantage that he's bringing to this bout. I just don't see how he gets it done. He's currently a slight underdog on DraftKings odds, and I think there's a reason for that. If I'm being honest, I feel like he should probably be a much heavier dog in this one, which I'm not mad at, because there's a high likelihood that I end up betting money line on Cody Brundage, especially sitting at minus 170. Like, again, that's damn near pick'em odds. You put 1 unit on that, you get 1.58 back, almost 1.6. So I think it's at least worth putting 1 to 2 units on this week. The dude has a slam knockout in the UFC. Like, how many of those have there been?
I mean, I remember when we went on a little run where we got 2
in
of
a row,
those.
right? Or 2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 in a row. But it's not very often. There's a reason that Rampage highlight is so, much replayed. But yeah, dude, like McConaughey, he's got a puncher's chance. He's an athlete. He's got power. He's strong. But conventional wisdom says that Cody Brundage gets it done and gets it done inside the distance.
And 44% of the time, he does end up winning by knockout when he wins. But 100% of the time when he loses, it's also by knockout. So, I don't know. If you do like McConaughey in this one and you're watching the show right now, my betting advice to you would maybe be to pick the under 2.5. Not really sure what the odds are on that, but I feel like they're probably safer than picking the dog in this one, boys. Now, with that being said, we have a women's flyweight bout that I feel like is about as easy to pick between Gabriela Hernandez and Julia Stoliarenko. I mean, this is just a tough watch. This is probably the one where you're going to want to get up and grab a beer. I usually don't say that about women's MMA fights, but I can't tell you that I think this is going to be the most exciting fight on the card. Jax, how do you see this one playing out?
Hernandez by whatever she wants to do. Stoliarenko, she's got a cool name. I like her name, but other than that, I don't think that she's going to have anything for Hernandez. I think Stoliarenko, she has a solid ground game, but I just don't think that Hernandez is going to allow her to be offensive. Stoliarenko is going to be fighting for her life in there. So Hernandez, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, Hernandez has solid grappling. She's not a slouch on the ground. And let's just call a spade here, as we always do, right? Like, Julia Stoliarenko, I think, like you said, the best thing she's bringing into this, aside from her cool name, and the first name's cool too. Like, even Julia is spelled cool. It's got a fucking extra J in there. That's sick as fuck. But other than that, she's bringing grappling. I mean, if you look at her win-loss ratio, 4 out of her 7 losses have come by way of TKO. The other 3 have come by way of decision. She's got 1 decision win to her name, and all 10 of her other wins are via submission. So she wins over 90% of the time by submission. That's her only path to victory. If you think that she's going to go out there and get a decision over Gabriela Hernandez, I invite you back next week to rub it in my face if you're right, because I truly think you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm very bullish on that.
Mm-hmm.
Matua, double J Stoliarenko. That's right, baby. What's up, WMC? Hope you're having a great day. And John Dong, how we doing, brother? Long time no see. Love seeing you in the chat. Hope you're having a great Friday. Hope the week has treated you well, and hopefully you're done with work for the day, can sell off into the sunset that is the weekend, my guy. We won't spend too much longer on this fight because, again, I think we're both sitting in the same boat here, and it's a boat that is not sinking. There's no leaks. It is a pretty foolproof fucking boat. Don't call it the Titanic because there's no icebergs in sight, folks. We're going Gabriela Hernandez in this one.
Yep. 100% on that one.
The next one, I'm a little bit wishy-washy on, I'll be honest. I changed my picks on the dog picks document 5 times already, and there's a chance I change it again. The next one is a welterweight bout between Uros the Doctor Medic and Gilbert Urbina. I mean, Gilbert Urbina has an interesting story in general when it comes to the UFC. He is not the first or the second brother of the Urbina clan to fight on The Ultimate Fighter. He is the third. And he is not the first or the second to make it into the UFC. He is the third. I'm a big fan of thirds. Happy to be one myself. So, I'll be honest, man. I got a soft spot for Gilbert. I think he's the RGV bad boy. He's a bit better than people give him credit for. He's very well rounded, extremely well rounded. Right, 28% of his wins by way of knockout, 28% by way of submission, 43% by way of decision. 2, 2, and 3. His only losses, you're gonna love this, just as well rounded. 1 by knockout, 1 by decision, 1 by submission. You really can't ask for a more well-rounded fighter as far as wins and losses. And if we look at what he's done inside of the UFC octagon specifically, like, I mean, the guy fought Trayshawn Gore at the end of his season, right? He lost that bout. Then they feed him to Brian Battle after Brian Battle gets into the UFC. He loses that bout, of course. Then they give him Orion Kosh, which he ended up knocking him out via front body kick. It was nasty. It was like a Thai-style whip kick up the center line. And then they put him in there against Chuck Buffalo before Chuck Buffalo got schooled. And I mean, like, Chuck Buffalo looked tough as fuck then. And he got knocked out in the first round. It was the end of the first round. If I remember correctly, I think that fight was pretty back and forth up until the moment he ate that left hook and was on skates. I'll be honest with you, I like Gilbert in this fight. Uros is one of these guys that, again, going back to Julius Stoliarenko, great name. Uros, the doctor medic. Fuck, dude.
Elite.
Like, he came out of his mother, and his mother was like, "I'm going to name him to be a fighter." Like, swear, like, there's no other position for this guy. He's either a fighter or a fucking trained assassin. That's it, bro. That's it, dog.
For real.
Like, Uros medic. When you see me, you need medic later. Like, the guy's terrifying. And when he stands across him, he's also terrifying. He's got a long, lanky stance. He throws those bombs down the pipe, right? And I mean, he usually looks really long and strong, but here he's given up a little bit of reach. He's given up 3.5, 4 inches of reach to Gilbert, who knows how to use the range very well, and peppers in grappling with the strikes. He sets up the grappling as well. We've seen Uros struggle when people set up the grappling. It's when people just blindly shoot in, they catch a quick uppercut or a quick knee from somebody like Uros. But that's one thing that Uros does wrong. Another thing that I've seen that Uros does extremely wrong, in my opinion, and granted, my first 2 years, I tell you, I probably had the same terrible habit when I was at AKA. But, you know, you're getting blasted a handful of times in sparring, and you have your coach talking shit to you the whole time. Correct those habits. I simply haven't seen him correct this habit, though, in his UFC career. He moves his head when he's coming in very well. But when he starts to actually flow and throw strike, you see I'm moving my head even when I'm just like fucking pretending. His head's, I'm like going to try and do the bad habit here. He leaves his head on the fucking center line. Like, he comes in, and then the second he starts throwing, and his hands get lower every time he throws. It's a wet dream for somebody who's got anywhere near good striking, and Gilbert's got reach on him too, bro. Like, I'm going to backstep one time. I'm going to make you miss. You're going to leave your head right there, and I'm going to paint it red, bro.
Yep.
I got Gilbert in this one. I don't know. I think he edges it out.
Well, I'm actually with you on that. I'm picking Gilbert too. And the very reason is because of a lot of the things that you said. Medic is very hittable. He's very hittable. And I feel like, you know what it reminds me of is, you remember when Patty last fought, and you could see him tucking himself into his shell to be more defensively responsible. You could see him thinking about it. And Medic, you could see him thinking about, oh, I got to move my head. And then when he gets in there and it's more reactionary, he stops doing what he was thinking about. And so all of that thinking is going to be a problem in this fight. And I did worry about Urbina. That knockout to Chuck Buffalo was bad. But he did take like a year and a half off, get his brain right. And I think that he's going to come back with a different tactic, not be as hittable himself. And I think he gets it taken care of. I think he might get a finish. I'm definitely taking Urbina in this one.
I am so happy you said that, because again, this is when I've gone back and forth on my dog picks on so many fucking times. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. Like, am I wrong here? But hearing someone back me up that I know is as knowledgeable as you in the sport makes me feel a lot a lot better about this. So yeah, man. Yeah. I'm very happy with that. And I'm with you. I think he can get a finish. I think, again, with the way that Euros leaves his head on the center line, I don't know why. I've got this weird sneaking suspicion, and I pray to God that this is exactly how it goes, so someone clips this and it goes viral. Euros is going to walk in. He's going to feel confident. He's going to start throwing hands, and then he's going to walk onto a right cross from Urbina. And then as soon as he eats it, his legs are going to go inward like a little 6-year-old that's really got a pee pad. And then he's going to shoot for a sloppy takedown and get guillotined.
That would be amazing. I can see it.
I genuinely see it happening. I had a dream about it. I swear. That's why it's so vivid in my mind. Like I had a dream about this last night.
I hope that dream is right. I really do. But
I don't dream about fight outcomes very often, but I can tell you I saw the Conor McGregor knockout before it happened against Dustin Poirier in the rematch. And like 2 other times that I've had dreams about fights, they've been right. So I got to say I'm on the show. I literally have told Mary these dreams and she's like, you got to type these. You got to tweet these.
I have had one dream about a fight before it happened. And it was Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades. And I dreamed about the uppercut. I dreamed that was going to happen. Yes, I dreamed it. And when the fight started, I was like, man, that's never going to happen. There's no way Curtis Blades going to walk in on that. Sure enough, he walked straight into it. Yeah, that's the only time.
That shit was nasty, bro. That was a nasty ass uppercut.
Put him right to sleep. That
was up there with that Francis Ngannou uppercut on, was it Alistair?
Yeah, took him off his feet. Yeah. He
took the Uber out of Uber Ream that day, bro.
Yeah. He was never the same.
That shit was nasty, bro. He was never the same after that knockout. I don't think anybody would have been, though.
No.
Like somebody posted a tweet or something the other day, and it was like, if somebody offered you $1 million and you had to choose one of the 2 options, which would you choose? And it was get knocked out full force punch by Francis Ngannou one time, or eat a leg kick from Justin Gaethje to start every day.
Every day?
I could do 365 leg kicks.
I mean, does it end?
After the year.
$1 million.
After the year, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just Gaethje.
It's every day for a year or the one time. I would take the leg kicks, bro.
Yeah, I take that.
Because like, even if he shatters my shit, I could, like, after $1 million, I could pay for a new leg, bro. Like, there are doctors that can fix my shit. Stem cell me up, big dog.
And Justin's a nice guy. I think he'll take a little bit of heat off of it after a while.
After like 4 of them, I'm checking that shit instinctually and making them think. You know what I mean? Like, I get penalized. That's fine. Take 100K. We're still up.
Speaking of Francis, did you see all the stuff with the PFL and Francis? So he didn't go to PFL Africa. And
I did not see that.
Yeah, and Don Davis came out. I don't know if it was
Don Davis.
I think it was a post. I think it was the post-fight, press conference like Dana White does, and he was talking about how disappointed that he was that Francis was not there. So it seems like there's some friction there. Which
I think Francis wants out.
I think so.
I think Francis wants out in a big way. I think like I am as sure that Francis wants out of the PFL as I am that Jake Paul never fights in mixed martial arts in the PFL.
I think both of those things are true.
Yeah. I think the PFL is a very, very good feeder organization. I used to say that they were going to rival the UFC someday. I am taking a big step back on that in recent years. I don't know if that's ever going to be the situation. And I think it's because of the way that they're running the business, because of the way they're structuring their contracts. They're making fighters be weary of even wanting to sign with them. Mm-hmm. And it makes sense. It's just, right? Like, if you think about it, like Dakota Dacheva, she just talked this year and last year on the Helwani show. And this year she was a lot more politically correct and kind of, walked the line a little bit because she didn't want to get in trouble. She literally said, last time I came on here, I got in trouble. That's literally her saying, I got in trouble for speaking honestly about the contractual obligations they put me in. Like, a lot of people don't know that whenever you win that season, you are stuck to sign another contract for the next season. Dakota has said she does not want in the season for that reason. She's like, I don't need to be the champion.
Yep. And I think a lot of people were saying she's not leaving until she loses.
And that's exactly why I'm after hearing her say that, conspiracy theory brain, I put on my fucking tinfoil hat.
Kayla lost on purpose.
Kayla lost on purpose, bro. She beat that same chick twice.
Yeah.
I like Larissa Pacheco. Like, she's fucking awesome. But she's not better than Kayla. She lost her like second fight the next season, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Like, bro, come on. You don't beat Kayla Harrison and lose a fight the next year. That's not logical.
Yeah, it's true.
Against anybody not named Amanda Nunes.
They have some issues. I mean, you know, shout out to Kraken. You know, I know he's doing big things over there, but at the same time, the organization as a whole, especially at the top, they got some major holes. Major holes.
Their only way that they're going to see like true growth and try and like capsize on the UFC and kind of get one up on them to an extent is going to be exactly what they're doing with PFL Africa. They need to find avenues to these kind of not saturated countries.
Yeah.
And they need to get there first, right? Like, nobody wants to be the second person to put their flag on the moon.
That's true.
No one's talking about that.
Nobody remembers that.
No. You want to be Neil, right? Like, you want to be the guy that was there first. Mm-hmm. That's the name that everyone remembers. That's the guy that one small step for my own kind. Like, you know, like that's that guy. Nobody knows the fuck the Russian guy said.
Nope.
He did it after someone had already did it. Like, if PFL goes to Africa and then UFC goes to Africa, sure, you're going to have a lot of fighters that are clamoring to get into the UFC, but they're also going to think, well, who was here for us first?
That's true.
Who took care of us? Right? Like, Mexico's already out because UFC opened a PI there.
Yep.
Japan is already out. UFC opened a PI there. So you got to find other countries. Like Mumbai or something. Like seriously, like go to like impoverished parts of countries and set up shop there. That's how you're going to win if you're PFL, in my opinion. And real quick, dude, Lazy Bed, good shit with the voicemail and the boys in the back, Olin. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Love that they read those out loud, man. As soon as I heard him reading them, I was like, oh, let me call in real quick. Love their Ben the Bane Davis episode. Love that he's on the challenge, and absolutely love the boys in the back. As we always do, I'm going to do a shot, folks. Nano's not here to do them with me. I'm not going to ask Jax to do one. He's on kid duty. But hey, folks, if you're drinking, drink one with us. If you're not, that's fine too. We still love you. And cheers to you. Cheers to the boys in the back too. Let's go.
Man, shout out to Chris Cushman, Machua, Lazy, the real boys.
Lane. Everybody's
legend.
up in the chat right now, baby. Let's go. So with that, we move away from the PFL talk and into another interesting bout, in my opinion, but a bit more of a one-way traffic bout, if I'm being completely honest. This one is taking place in the women's bantamweight division, and it is between Jocelyn Edwards and Priscilla Cachoeira. Yeah. Jax, how do you see this one going, man? I feel like we're going to be on the same boat here again.
Man, so, well, first of all, this is another dope name, Priscilla Cachoeira. I love her name. I just like saying it. And this is a name that, you know, we got to hear Sterling say at some point. But was she ever good? Like, when was she good? Because I don't remember.
I mean, Priscilla Cachoeira has never been good, but she's had good moments.
Yeah.
I think that's about as good as we can say.
Yeah. And then Jocelyn Edwards, I'll always be a Jocelyn Edwards fan because I saw her at I think it was on the undercard of Amanda and Juliana Pena too. And her walkout song was so dope. I was like, I'm always going to root for this girl. And she went in, and that's a sleeper fight, you know, for hardcores. Her fight against, what was her name? Ji Young Song or something like that. It was a really good fight. And she showed, you know, some really good things with her striking. If she's able to put it all together, she can actually make some noise in the division. But hardly ever does she really put it all together. But this is a good opportunity to do that against somebody who I think is inferior. And I think that she will. I think that she's a sleeper pick for a finish as well, by ground and pound or something like that. Just because Priscilla puts herself in bad positions and tries to to figure out a way to get out of it, especially on the ground. So I think Jocelyn Edwards definitely walks away with a win on this.
I completely agree. I think Priscilla Cachoeira makes pretty big like fight IQ mistakes. Not like actual technique mistakes. She has pretty sound technique from what I've seen. But inside the octagon, like you said, like she hunts things that aren't there, and she puts herself in bad positions. She's the type of person that a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach would yell at and say, please, position over submission. And she just doesn't listen. I agree with this comment from Matua. Jocelyn used to be kind of whack, but she's improving immensely now. I completely agree with that because I feel like she's one of these girls that when she came in, I was like, holy shit, that's a big girl. And I was like, she's probably going to be a world breaker, but she just looked slow. She looked labored and she looked like she was getting tired pretty often in there. And I mean, like Matua said in the comments, I feel like that has changed immensely in her last handful of fights. The gas tank has gotten better. The fight IQ has gotten better. Where Priscilla has not really shown any vast improvements in her last handful of fights, Jocelyn has on the complete opposite side of that spectrum. So yeah, give me Jocelyn here pretty much any way that she wants. I think this is her fight to lose. She should be able to go out there and essentially walk through this opponent.
She should.
And then in the next fight, it's another banger here. We got Elijah Swift Smith coming in against Toshiami, the silent finisher, Kazama. Elijah Smith is just one of these guys that seems unbeatable as of late. He's 8-1 in his professional career, hasn't lost since 2023, and that was via TKO to Reyes Cortez. Since making it to the UFC, he's 1-0 against Vince Morales. To get into the UFC, he beat Aaron Talon, Dana White's Contender Series via unanimous decision. Standing across from him, though, the silent finisher, dude is a scary guy. He's got more fight tenure. He's 11-4. His UFC career is definitely longer, right? He fought on road to UFC to get here. Got a win over Karamueli Mametehoti, which is not an easy name to say, and I'm pretty sure I said it wrong. Then he went in there against Randy Nakamura, got beat. Went in there against Garrett Armfield, got beat both times in the first round. Came in there against Charalampos Gregorio, and ended up getting the finish in round number 2 via triangle choke. He's on a bit of a bounce back, but if I'm being honest, I think this is a lopsided matchup at best. I think Smith should go out here and be able to get a knockout. I would say it's probably going to be another left hook knockout, which we've seen happen before to the man standing across from him. But I mean, the guy's good. He makes mistakes. Very similar to Eurosmetic. He keeps his hands very low when he enters. And if you do that against somebody like Elijah Smith, who has power and so much quickness that his fucking nickname is Swift, I mean, you're going to be in trouble, man. I got Swift in this one all day. I think he gets it done via TKO, probably in the second round.
Yep. It's another one. Hard to disagree with that. I do think that it could be closer than people might think if Kazama has made some relevant changes in his defense, but I just don't see it. I think that Smith is a massive favorite for a reason, and I think he gets it done inside the distance also.
I agree, man. Yeah, Smith is currently sitting at a minus 800 favorite slot, which makes him the highest favorite on the card.
Yeah. You know what? I got a question for you. When it comes to from a betting perspective, you got Elijah Smith here at a massive favorite. Are those fights that you typically just throw inside of a parlay, or do you just leave them alone completely, or do you bet the way that the person is going to get finished?
So when it comes to this, 9 out of 10 times, if it's a minus 800, I will stay away from it unless there's a really juicy, like juiced up odds when it comes to the type of finish. And then I'll usually pick the exact type of finish. So like for this one, Elijah Smith to win by TKO, KO, or DQ is sitting at minus 250. So even if you put 1 unit on that, you're getting 1.4 back. That's not bad. So if you put $50 on it, you're getting 70. Put $100 on it, you're getting 140 back. But it's still volatile in the sport of MMA. So Realistically, I like to try and stick to things that are close to like that 150 minus or minus 170 range. Minus 200 is kind of like the wealthiest I'll go on a favorite. Like for example, I think the most lucrative specific outcome bet that I've had was on a boxing match. It was Terrence Bud Crawford against Errol Spence Jr. And
man, my boy.
I like Errol Spence a lot, man, but I like Bud a lot more. And I knew Errol was coming off that car crash. Like, he just had full facial reconstructive surgery. You're never the same after that kind of stuff, right? You're going to get tagged up. And he also isn't defensively sound like Bud Crawford is. So I knew that it was going to be a long night for him no matter what, even if he came in 100%. So on that one specifically, I put in two bets, or I put in a parlay or a prop bet. So they had a specific prop bet. I forget the specific odds on it, but it was like plus probably like 400 or more. It was Errol Spence to get knocked down twice and finished in the match. And I put I put 10 units on that, and I was up. I'll tell you right now, I was up. So I put 10 units on it, and I was up 170 units.
Yeah, that's a good one. Best prop bet I've ever made is I picked Holly Holm by knockout over Ronda Rousey.
That's solid.
Yeah,
you got juiced odds on that.
Man, it had to be 1,000, like minus 1,000, something like that, or plus 1,000. Like, it was insane. Like, I mean, I was jumping up. I mean, you know, I'm not a real excitable person. Like, I was jumping up and down. Like, I was so
I bet.
Dude, I made so much money on that. So much money.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when we hit that Errol Spence bet, I literally was like, cool. So we're playing with house money for the next like 3 years.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Because like before that, the most we'd ever bet on a fight or on a fight card in totality, I think was like 8 units. And I was like, I'm putting 10 units on this bet. And Nana was like, you're out of your mind. And our buddy was going to the fight, and he's a big Errol Spence guy. He bought tickets literally like as soon as they went on pre-sale. And he's like, nah, dude, I bet him $50 on that too.
And that's a good bet, man. I mean, I was worried about him going into that fight, you know, but, you know, I thought that it would be a little bit closer considering that he was the bigger guy. But
I thought he was going to have a lot more power in his punches, but it just didn't seem there.
Yeah, it just, Bud is just too good.
That's why I'm worried for the Canelo fight. Like the fact that like Errol's punches did nothing to him, I was like, he could take shots from a much larger guy. I mean, if he puts on a little bit extra weight too,
and he has.
He's like a fucking stud, bro. He's a unit, bro. I'm talking about units.
I am all in on Bud Crawford. All in on Bud.
I am too. I'm going to be watching it at my boy's house with his entire Mexican family on a projector screen. This is going to be my only time ever betting against Canelo.
Yeah, and I really like Canelo a lot, but
I'm going to be putting in so many side bets with his family. Be like, hey, I love you, but $25, $50.
Yeah,
I like that fight a lot for Bud, man. Like like exactly what you said. It's going to be very interesting. And yeah, Matua, you're on tonight. You're on. Elijah, this is an Elijah showcase. It's an absolute Elijah showcase. And what it do, Klaus the boss? How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a great Friday. Sailing off into the weekend, my guy. As we go over this final prelim fight, which is about in the light heavyweight division between Julius Walker coming in against Rafael Cerqueira. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I think this fight's going to be pretty short and sweet, my guy. Rafael Cerqueira is one of these guys that, again, looked really good up until the very moment that he made it into the UFC. And then he looked really average. Julius Walker, dude's nickname is Juicebox for a reason. He looks juiced to the gills. And I mean, look, Ibo Aslan, if you've watched the show for at least the last year, you know that I've been let down by Ibo Aslan. I picked him in fantasy last season. Not today, Satan, when it came to this year's draft. And thank goodness, because the guy just continues to let us down. But he's got to win. He's got to win over this man. And And that's tough, right? Because it's the only one he's got in the UFC. And he knocked him out in 50 seconds. It's what made Ebo look really good. It's what made me be like, fuck, I'm going to draft that guy. He's a monster. I was wrong. I was definitely wrong, folks. I think Juice Man goes out there and knocks him out. He's got 4 wins by knockout already, 2 by submission. His only loss is by way of decision. And if you look across from him at Rafael Cerqueira, out of all of his 11 wins, he's only gone to the decision 1 time. And that was obviously a win for him. But I don't think he's able to go out here and get it done over somebody like Julius Walker. Typically, we see Rafael Cerqueira do really well when he's able to get that top position, when he's able to control you or sap you out, or when you let him just tee off on you at range, right? If you go back and you watch his old fight tape, a lot of those knockouts were late first round or early second round. I just don't think he's got, what does that fucking rapper say? Big Shaq. I don't think he's got the facilities for that one, big man. To knock out Julius Walker, bro. I don't see it going in his favor. I hope the young man packed a lunch because I think Julius is definitely going to take that lunch money when it comes to Saturday afternoon, folks.
Yep. I wish I could say some nice things about Rafael Cerqueira. Well, I'll tell you what, this is the very definition of a regional champion. That's what I see him as. He's a regional champion. When he gets to the big show, things are different. And I think Julius Walker is most definitely going to knock him out. With the large favorites, there's a reason. And this card has got a theme of just having a bunch of massive favorites. And this is another one that they are right about.
And currently you can get Julius Walker, again, same exact odds as Elijah Smith by knockout, which is hilarious. Minus 250 on the money. Am I betting this one? No. Do I think it's going to happen? Yes. If you don't mind those kind of lackluster odds of minus 250, I think you should wholeheartedly bet it because I do think that this one plays out. I just don't think the juice is worth the squeeze to put the money into this one.
What if you're a wild man and you bet the parlay of both of those knockouts?
You know what? I like where your head's at. Let's see what those odds are.
That would be crazy.
Minus 104. You know what? The young man just talked me into some stupid shit.
It'll make it interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's possible.
Look,
it's possible.
I told myself I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it. If you put 2 units on this, you get 3.92 back.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I think I'm going to do it. Yeah. I'm literally just took a screenshot. I'm sending that one to the bookie right now. Not now, but right now. Yeah, that needs to happen, man. I feel like that's a solid pick, man. I like it. And then as far as the ones that we've already talked about, like, I'll be honest, there's a handful of them that I actually really like. Like Cody Brundage, I'm going to put a unit on. Again, like 1 unit on Cody gets you 1.58 back, almost like just shy of 2 units essentially. And then we both like the underdog in Gilbert Urbina. He's sitting at plus 270 right now, folks.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
Bro, you put a half unit on that, you get almost 2 units back, 1.85. So I'm going to put a half unit on that one. And then what was the other one that I like? Yeah, I like those two. I think those are the only 2 I like so far. That one in the those 2 in the parlay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm locking those ones in. So I got a unit on Cody, I got a half unit on Gilbert, and I got 2 units on that parlay that Jack's laid out for me. And yeah, when that hits, I'll owe Jax a drink in October when we see him.
Sounds good. I like that.
It's a good bet. It's good odds for you. So with that being said, folks, we move into the main card for a middleweight bout to kick us off between your boy Eric Anders coming in against CLD Christian Leroy Duncan. Jax, How do you see the opener of the main card playing out here between these two big boys?
Oh man, this is old versus young. Eric Andrews has been around the block, fought a lot of people. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses, but CLD has bigger goals than Eric Andrews. I think that he wins the fight. I don't know if it'll be a finish because Eric is super tough and crazy experienced, but I think CLD gets it done, walks away with a decision victory for sure.
I agree, man. CLD is one of these guys that dude's kind of a specimen inside of the octagon. He's very unsuspecting. Like we had this conversation earlier. He doesn't look like an action figure like some of these other guys, but I realistically think this fight ends one of two ways. He's either going to go out there and knock out Eric Anders when Anders gets tired in the second round or third round, or he's going to drag it into deep waters, fuck him with the grappling, hold him against the cage, land body shots, and just barrel him down the pipe. And I think it truly either ends in knockout by CLD or decision by CLD. As of right now, DraftKings Sportsbooks has this fight set at plus 390 for Eric, your boy Anders, and minus 520 for CLD. Let's look at the double chance victory odds here. Because if I can get him for decent odds for submission or knockout, or sorry, decision or knockout, I think I might do that. Let's see.
You're thinking knockout or you thinking decision?
I think it's going to be knockout more likely. And okay, so yeah, it's not favorable odds at all. Christian Leroy Duncan to win by knockout or decision is minus 450 right now on DraftKings Sportsbooks. So that is a very likely outcome for this fight, folks. To put that into perspective, you put 1 unit on that, you get 1.22 back. So if you put $50 on it, you get $61.11. Talk about the juice not being worth the squeeze there. Definitely not worth it, but I do see it playing out that way. I think CLD is the better fighter. He's sharp. And I just think that he's a bit of a world breaker, and he's on the way up while Eric Anders is on the way down. Trajectory wise, it is a match made in heaven if your name is CLD. Match is not made in heaven if you're one of the fighters is the next bout. But if you're a fan, it's going to be a fucking banger. We got Miles El Chapo Johns coming into the bantamweight division to face Jean Matsumoto. And man, this is another one I've gone back and forth on in my head. And I mean, there's reasons, right? Like, it's a close one on paper. Plus 205 for Miles Johns, minus 250 for Jean Matsumoto. I feel like I've said minus 250 5 fucking times during this show. Seeing a bit of a trend here, boys. Minus 250 seems like a really likely outcome for a lot of these fights. I just think Jean Matsumoto is a better fighter. I think he's lost less, which we say there's winning and there's learning. You know, typically I'd say he's had less opportunities to learn in those situations. But Miles, though he's had the opportunities to learn, we haven't really seen the growth that I was expecting to see from him in recent years. And again, like it's tough because who have these guys been matched up against, right? Like Miles El Chapo Johns, Felipe Lima, he lost to. He beat Douglas Silva de Andrade. He beat Cody Gibson and got a no contest against Dan Argueta. Before then, obviously, you know, Anderson Dos Santos, John Castaneda, Vince Morales. The only one of those he lost to was John Castaneda. Mario Bautista also has a win over him via knockout in the second round. He's been here for a minute. Jean Matsumoto, the kind of fresh new kid, he's only had 3 wins. Another win over Dan Argueta, right? Which both men have fought. One has a no contest. The other one has a win. And it was in the second round via guillotine choke with 1 second left in the round. And Jean Matsumoto's most impressive win, I think, is the biggest thing here. That unanimous decision win over Brad Katona. When he started to take back momentum from that guy in the second round, it was just nasty work to see because Brad Katona is a machine in there typically. And he made him look very, very human, very mortal. And then he went out there and got jabbed to fucking pieces by Javi Fanch. Like, okay, cool. You put 100 fucking bantamweights against Rob Font. 99 of them are getting fucking jabbed to bits by Rob Font. I promise you, bro. I bet my left testicle on that. It's my favorite one. But I'm that confident, big dog. Like, I'm telling you. So, like, I just don't think that loss carries a ton of weight. If anything, it's like, okay, cool. Well, how did he lose? Did he get knocked out? Nope. Did he lose a unanimous decision? Nope. He lost a fucking split decision. One of the judges thought he beat Hobby Fonch, bro. Yeah. That dude's been in the top 5 since most of the viewers were 13 years old. Come on.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I got John Matsumoto here pretty much any way he wants.
Yeah, once again, we're on the same track. With Miles John, I think he didn't evolve the way that I thought that he was going to. He did not go, leaps and bounds after, the wins that he had. He hasn't improved. And Matsumoto is just a trajectory thing. One's going up, one's going down. Matsumoto definitely takes this fight. I'm super confident in this one.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. Grimy said a lot of chalk on this card, but I think most of them are worth laying. I did parlay a few underdogs and then round robin did. Ooh, I like that a lot, Grimy. Do you mind just putting in the chat which underdogs did you parlay for that round robin? I think I might tell that. Yeah. And if you don't mind just putting in the chat as well, how many units did you put on that parlay? Just curious. Western Mass said, Juice, can you see me? Juice beef stream over at OC FYI. Grimy, would you please ask Juice if he can see me? Juice can see you, WMC chat. LOL, I know this has been going on. Yeah, they've been having some trouble in the chat. I don't know what's going on with YouTube lately. Yeah.
That's weird.
I can't see Juice. What the fuck is up with YouTube? I don't know, WMC. Some technical difficulties, my guy. Speaking of technical difficulties, this next fight, my goodness, it's another one I've gone back and forth on. I might change my dog pick if I still got time. Again, we got a featherweight banger between Andre Touchy-Feely coming in against C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez. Probably the best, is the battle the best nickname versus the most just unenthusiastic and unimaginative nickname you'll ever see. C-Rod versus Touchy-Feely. Touchy-Feely is just such a good nickname, bro. Like, that guy got made fun of for having the last name Feely in school, and he's like, yeah, well, when I become a fucking famous fighter, and my name is Touchy-Feely, you're going to think it's real fucking funny that you dunk my head in the toilet. Who's laughing now, huh? So, look, when it comes to this fight, I'll be honest with you. Instantaneously, I'm like, oh, C-Rod, all day, however he wants. But then the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, hold on. Let's look at his career, right? And let's look at Touchy-Feely's. Touchy-Feely notoriously loses fights to people he should beat.
Yep.
Edges out decisions over people that he shouldn't. C-Rod kills hype trains. Kills undefeated fight. He's a mythical fighter. Like, C-Rod against an undefeated fighter is equivalent to, what's his fucking name? Danish Dynamite Nicholas Dalby. Oh, gosh, yeah. Against any Brazilian. And if you put the fight in Brazil, fuck, it's a guarantee. Put your house mortgage on that guy. You're gonna make it back in spades. That is betting advice. That's the only time I'll tell you it is. C-Rod does bad against aging veterans. I don't know what it is. I just think, like, he's able to overwhelm the young kids. And maybe, like, when you do that sensory overload to somebody like a Touchy-Feely, he's not a fly, right? If you clap above him, it doesn't shut down his fucking nervous system. Yeah. He's just like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to move out of the way of that clap. That was scary, but it's not the end of the fucking world. And with that being said, I think Touchy-Feely has a lot of paths to victory in this fight. I think he's a big, long fighter. He's got 3.5 inches of reach on this guy, or 2.5 inches of reach on this guy. And he's one of these guys that I've said time and time again knows how to utilize the reach advantage in a fight. Mm-hmm. And that makes for a fucking scary thing against a C-Rod, who we've seen gassed out before. We've seen be pushed and bullied against the cage before. I mean, the more I look at this fight, the more I'm wanting to lean towards the dog in this one, man. Am I crazy?
No, not at all. Because I had the same problem when it came to this fight. I'm a big fan of Andre Touchy-Feely. And he's a veteran now. He's one of the vets, and he's talked about that a lot in some of his interviews about how things have transitioned at the gym that he's at. Now he's showing people how to do things. He's the vet, the one with the experience, which is very interesting. And everything that you said about C-Rod is 100% true. Kills hype trains. Did the same, did that to Bashi, to Cameron Simon, to, Raul Rosas Jr. So this is not that type of fight. He can't be the big brother, but I'm actually going to go with C-Rod. And the reason I'm going to go with him is because Andre Fili puts himself in bad scramble positions, and C-Rod is good at scrambles. I feel like he's going to present himself, present his neck to C-Rod for C-Rod to catch a choke. I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm going C-Rod on this one.
I like that. I really do. I like that a lot.
I think that I would be happy if Fili won. It would go against my pick, but I would be happy. I'm just a fan of Andre Fili, just as a person. But I just feel like when he gets in these situations, just like when he fought Dan Ige, I was like, okay, maybe this is his moment to, start to push forward towards actually making a dent in the division. And Dan Ige showed him that, no, you're not supposed to be here. And it was one of the most devastating knockouts that I've ever seen. It was so bad. The follow-up punch. And that's what scares me about him.
Yeah, that is a tough thing, man. That is definitely a tough thing. Real quick, I got to pull this parlay up. Dolidze, Hill, Fili, Urbina plus 12,731. Round robin it by twos. That's plus 1059. That's not bad at all. That is definitely not bad at all, my guy. So he's got $10 on the full parlay and $5 per 2 times round robin. Ooh.
That's a crazy one. It's not crazy as in it won't hit because it's a high probability that it will. But the way that works and the return on that is nuts.
I'm actually I'm following that one. I'm going to do, actually, I don't want to do a full unit on the whole parlay.
Yeah, you're up on the year, so you got a little bit to burn.
Oh, yeah. I think we're up like 25 units on the year right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do a half unit on the parlay itself, and then I'm going to do a half unit on each two leg parlay for the round robin. Yeah, I think
in the chat they talk about Gane versus Aspinall.
Oh my gosh. That's I mean I kind of love that. That'd be a fun fight. But I don't think it ever happens. And if it did happen, I'd take Aspinall, I think. Sorry, Gane versus Aspinall. I don't know why I was thinking Ngannou versus Aspinall.
Oh no, Gane.
Yeah. Gane versus Aspinall, I definitely got Aspinall all day. But wouldn't it be hilarious if Aspinall lost?
Dude, that's what I've been saying.
Comedy, dog.
I actually hope Aspinall loses.
Fucking banana peel moment.
Yeah, just because it's funny. That's the only reason why.
Just because it's fun. Just for the lulz.
Yeah, that's really why. I mean, because I feel like the MMA community will explode. It would be, and John is, oh my God, John's gonna be insufferable. You're gonna hate it.
I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm, bro. But like a whiskey induced aneurysm. It's gonna be a maneurism. God,
the I Told You So tour that he's gonna go on. Oh,
the only thing that would be worse than having to listen to Juliana Pena going on I Told You So tour would be hearing John Jones do that.
Ugh. I don't know. It's pretty close.
They'd compete with each other, I think. For sure. Like for certain. In the worst fucking way. So with that, we move into another one of my dog picks of the week, folks. We have a women's strawweight bout between Yasmin Lucinto and Angela Overkill Hill, my girl, number 1 in your heart, and probably like number 7 or 8 or so in the octagon. She's a fucking beast. I love Angela Hill taking out the titty inserts whenever she stepped on the scale. and posting that's a quick way to lose 0.6 pounds is fucking gold. The chick is comedic genius. Dana says you can't dress up in cosplay for the weigh-ins. So, I mean, you find other ways to be funny. Good job on you. I like her in this dogfight. We've seen Yasmin Lucindo slip on a banana peel before. She's 17-6. Her opponent is only 18-14, right? So one more win and more than double the losses for Angela Hill. But I've said it before. I'll say it again. Losing means you're learning, right? And Angela Hill in recent years has improved significantly. And I mean, come on. Let's just call a spade here. I am biased. She's got that nice, beautiful Muay Thai fucking stance, the way she throws. I'm always going to bet the Muay Thai person. That's my discipline of choice. That's my forte. When I watch it, do my nipples get a little bit hard? Yeah, a little bit. Most of the time. But man, when I watch Angela Hill do it, my nipples are harder than a diamond in a snowstorm, big dog. So I'm betting all in on Angela Hill this weekend. I think she goes out here and gets it done over an inexperienced and newer kind of walker into the UFC in Yasmin Lucindo. Do I think she's going to go out there and be able to get a finish on this girl? No. But I think that when Yasmin isn't able to get a finish on her in the first round and a half, maybe like first 7 minutes, give or take, I think she's going to start to look like a deer in the headlights. She's going to start to think a lot more about her shots, and that's when she's going to start getting caught by an Angela Hill who does not think, she just throws. Because she is, like, as Bruce Lee put it before he passed away, right? Like, if you've trained properly, you shouldn't enter a fight as a fighter. You should enter a fight as a wooden test dummy. Right? A wooden training dummy does not enter a fight with ego. It does not enter a fight knowing it's going to win by a right cross. It enters a fight knowing that it was built to do a job. And it does that job. Nothing more, nothing less. That's Angela Hill. She is a fighter through and through. She was made to do a job, one job, and that is fucking fight. I think she's going to go out there and get the win. And I think she's going to show her veteranship in this one. That's one of my dogs this week. As well as Andre Touchy-Feely. I literally switched it while we were having our conversation. I had it on C-Rod before then. As of right now, I'm sitting at 4 dogs for the week. We'll go over the last one in a minute. But folks, I got another one poured up. If you're drinking, raise one up with me. If not, that's fine too. I still fucking love you. And if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications at MMAnomaly, at Making the Walk. If you're not already subscribed to this young man, please, the only person you're doing a disservice to is yourself. Telling you, he's one of the top content creators in the MMA space. And if you don't know that, it's only because you haven't already been to his fucking channel. Do yourself a favor and do us a favor. Go on over there and subscribe. And cheers to that. Let's go, folks.
So, yeah, you know what? The majority of this card, we've been pretty much in line. Almost every fight except for one. And we are in line again.
I literally thought you were about to fucking Han Solo me. Everything you just said is wrong.
Nah, dude, I was all on board the hype train of Yasmin Lucindo until she fought Marina Rodriguez. And she won that fight. But
it was fucking eye-opening.
Yeah, I was like, what was that? And you could see it's weird when you can see people thinking.
That fight made me bet on Marina Rodriguez in her next fight, bro. I lost money on that fight.
Dude. It was so weird. It was so weird. And then when she went into that Amanda Lemos fight, I was like, well, maybe she just had a bad night, you know, and she was just in her head, you know, I don't know. But she went into that Amanda Lemos fight, and I was like, okay, no, this is the thing. This is the thing. And so now she's going into the vet of vets in that division. Like, you know, Angela Hill has spent the majority of her career doing exactly what she's doing right now. Otherwise, you know, outside of that, fighting an Invicta and winning a championship. So I feel like Angela's going to use that experience. And just like you said, she's not going to be thinking in there. She's just going to be doing. And she's going to walk away with a win.
Dude, I completely agree. Like, I just think, like, this is not a sport where you get the opportunity to think. You've got to flow. Like, we talk about flow state and things like that ad nauseum in this sport, and there's a reason for it, right? Like, it is what it is. I just think Angela Hill is a more flow state fighter, and I think that if Yasmin is not able to go out there and get her basically out of there in the first 5 to 6.5 minutes, Yasmin is going to fade and Angela is going to take over the trajectory of this fight. And I'll be completely honest with you, man. I see the next bantamweight bout between the men going very similar. Like very similar, right? Steve Erceg versus Ode. I love Ode. I've met the guy three times now. I've met him all 3 years at Fight Year, actually, for our International Fight Week. The first year he was on stage, we didn't get to take a picture with him. We were like 3 back in the line when they closed it off, and he was fighting with the security guards trying to let us up to take pictures. And then we all started an Ode chant. It was sick. And then I met him the following year with Vanessa Demopoulos. She's fucking just incredible, bro. She's one of the nicest people I've ever met in person. Not nicest fighters, just nicest people.
Yeah, she seems that way.
She had I told her this year, this was my 3rd time meeting her. I told her like, hey, I just want to tell you, I've now got to take a picture with you the last 2 years. I'm gonna ask you for another picture after this, but I just want to say before that, if there was any human being in the world that I could literally just steal their energy and bottle it up for a bad day, you would be that person. Because you have the most infectiously happy energy I think I've ever seen. And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And she like gave me the tightest, warmest hug you've ever fucking gotten. I was like, this is what I'm saying, Vanessa. So, I've had interactions like that with Ode. So it's hard to bet against somebody like that you've met. Like you've met fighters, you know what it's like. Yeah. I have a stern rule where I don't bet against fighters that I've met. So with that being said, folks, I'm not betting this fight at all. I'm not, dude. Can't do it. Yeah. There is a part of me that wants to sprinkle like a 1/5 of a unit or a 1/10 of a unit on Ode at plus 425. I mean, like, come on, dude. Like, if you're playing with $50 units, right? A 1/10 of a unit is $5. That net you 26.25. So you put in a 1/10 of a unit to get over a half unit back. That's not bad, bro. It's not bad at all. If you're playing with $50 units and you put a 1/5 of a unit on it, that's 52 back for $10. So it's not a bad sprinkle. It's definitely not a bad sprinkle, but I can't do it because even though I've met Ode, like I really like Steve Erceg. Yeah. And I know part of it could be because I was a huge fan of The Office, right? But he was great in The Office. But I just like we said at the beginning of the show, right? Like he fought 3 fights ago for a title, and now he's fighting for a job. Yeah. Like let's not talk about the fights for a second. Let's talk about work. Okay? You don't have to tell the people what you do for a living, but if a year ago you get hired and you're doing your job, you're performing for a promotion or a bonus. Like you're doing work, right? Because you want to make that money. But then today they tell you based on your work this month, you either continue to have a job next month or you do not. You got kids, you got a wife, like you have a reason to put food on the table. In which situation, being completely candid and honest, are you working harder?
Oh, I mean, when my back is against the wall, like 100%, like you have to,
And that's why I ask it and frame it the way that I do, because a lot of people looking at this fight, they're like, there's no way he's going to train harder for a fight against Ode than he did for a fight against Pantoja. I firmly fucking disagree. If you don't think Steve Erceg is in gym harder than he's ever been in his entire fucking professional career for this fight against Ode Osbourne, then respectfully, I don't think you've ever worked hard for something or been between a rock and a hard place when working hard for something. Because it is very different when you're like, oh man, I'm this close to the diamond at the end of the road. I'm this fucking close. There's so many other distractions going on. You're working for that bonus. You're working for that promotion. You're like, man, when I get that promotion, oh, fuck, man, we're going to go on vacation. I'm finally going to take the kids to Disneyland. Like this. I mean, this is going to be huge. This is going to change our lives when I become the champion. And then it's a matter of, if I lose, I don't get a paycheck next time.
Yeah,
I go back to fighting on regionals in bumfuck Australia, or he's from Australia, right?
Yep.
Like bumfuck Australia, or wherever he's from in Australia, right? But either way, it's not Las Vegas.
Mhm.
Like, I love Leroy to death, but I'd be hard pressed to put him on the show right now on the spot and say, hey, would you rather fight anywhere in Australia at any stadium or in Las Vegas? When you
Las
live in
Vegas.
Australia.
It's the fight capital of the world.
It's the fight capital of the world. It is the breeding grounds for mixed martial arts in America. I think the second biggest breeding ground for mixed martial arts in America would probably be a tie between Southern California and South Florida.
Yeah.
And it's not even close to what Vegas represents. Like, it's not even close. It pales in comparison. So you're fighting in Vegas. Yes, it's an Apex card. That's fine. You're fighting for a job versus fighting for an extra leveraging in your career. Brother, this is just a whole nother driving factor. I think Steve Erceg, there's no way that he loses this fight. Like, I told you the projections on Ode Osborne. I love Ode Osborne. That's my boy.
Yeah.
I don't even want to put a half unit on it, bro. Like, I'm staying away from this one from a betting perspective because I just want to watch it and enjoy the fight as much as I possibly can, knowing that a guy that I like is probably going to go out there and lose.
Yeah. I mean, I think that for Ode Osborne, like, he already had this moment. It just happened already. He just had this moment. And he was able to come through. And you saw how excited he was when he got that finish after losing a fight that he probably should have won against Ronaldo Rodriguez. So he's been where Steve is right now. And Steve realizes that how fast things can slip away and how fast his back can be against the wall. There's no way he's not training more or harder than he has in any other fight, because it's all about to go away if he doesn't come and actually show up and deliver the way that he can. So, yeah, Steve is definitely walking away with this win one way or the other. You know, hopefully for him, it's, you know, a spectacular win. But Ode has a prime opportunity to show what he can do to somebody who was in the title picture not too long ago and gave a champ a run for his money. So, but I'm definitely picking Steve. Definitely picking Steve.
You're all respectfully. I love Ode. I like Ode, but Ode is gonna lose. Yeah, man, that's pretty much exactly what I'm saying. He does have a puncher's chance though. Like, the guy, when he uncorks him, when he comes out there to bang, he bangs hard, bro. But the fact of the matter is, he's got one more win than his opponent and twice the losses. And again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record this episode, and I apologize, guys. You know, there's winning and learning, and Ode Osborne, like, he doesn't improve so much after every loss. It's like 1 to 25% better. Like, he's not a Saiyan by any means, right? If you watch Dragon Ball Z, you get that reference, right? You beat the fuck up, you get 3 times better. That's just how it works. If I was a Saiyan, brother, I'm asking everybody, beat my ass, bro. Find out what happens. I'm gonna see you next week. If I was a Saiyan, my name would literally legally be changed to Nate Landwehr, bro. Like, beat my ass, see what happens. Find out.
He would.
I don't win, I'm probably gonna, or if I don't lose, I'm probably gonna win.
He'd be the most powerful Saiyan there is.
That motherfucker. He went to Russia for his amateur career. That dude is wild.
He's a monster. Between him and the Diaz brothers, one of those two sets of people would be invincible.
I mean, season 1, they'd have me ripping off my scouter saying, it's over 9,000.
Yeah, you got to be a Dragon Ball Z fan to get that one, because I get that.
I'm happy at least you did.
Yes.
I got a, where's he at? Right here. I got like a little Vegeta lifting weights that Mary got me like 3 or 4 years ago. That's my guy.
Yeah,
and the one thing I got myself from Comic-Con was it's a local art vendor. That's my favorite reason for going to Comic-Con, is all the local art vendors. I try to support those guys. He did a picture of Vegeta, and his hair is changing color across all of his transformations. So it starts off black, and it's like yellow, gold, and it goes all the way down to blue. And then in the skin, in his biceps, it's showing his entire life story across DBZ and GT and everything.
Wow.
I'll after the show, I'll pull it up and show you. It's like, I saw it and I was like, that is insanely impressive. Like, I'm looking at a fucking painted photo and I'm like, moved. Like, yeah, I need to hang that in the backdrop. It's gonna go in this empty space right here eventually. You won't be able to appreciate it all, so I'll have to take a picture and post it up on the Twitter for you guys to see. But with that being said, again, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to show you after the show. Like, I'll like zoom in on the camera so you can see. It's I think you'll definitely enjoy it, especially as a DBZ fan. With that being said, folks, I'm going to let the man, the myth, the legend, Bruce Buffer say it better than I ever could, because we are at the main event.
It's time
for the main event of the evening, folks. We have a middleweight bout between Roman Dolidze and Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Holy smokes, I can't fucking wait for this fight. This is going to be just a very telling tale, right? We're going to learn a lot in this fight. Whether it's the most exciting fight of the year or the least exciting fight of the year, it is going to be one of the most informational fights of the year. It's going to be one of the most enlightening fights of the year as far as a division goes. It's going to tell us whether or not Anthony Fluffy Hernandez is ready for a middleweight title shot. And it's also going to tell us whether or not Roman Dolidze is really that guy. Roman Dolidze is the older guy at 37 years of age. His opponent's only 31 years of age. Roman's the taller and longer guy slightly. But I'm gonna toss it to the co-host with the most jacks right now to give us his pick first. How do you see this one playing out, man?
So here's what's interesting about Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Most people, I think almost everyone, believes that they know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to come in, try to get the takedown, and try to grind out Roman Dolidze. He's going to try to pass and, you know, possibly get some sort of submission at some point. Anthony Hernandez, and this, I got this from one of his primary training partners and friends, Max Griffin. He is by nature a kickboxer. He doesn't show that, like, you know, in most of his fights, but that's what he is by nature. I think that he has that in his back pocket in the case that he needs it, and he might need it in this fight. And so I think that he actually has more ways to win than people might think. So, and I might be jaded because, you know, Max is my boy. So I talked to him and he let me know these things, but I'm actually going to go with that knowledge and go with Anthony Fluffy Hernandez to show he does belong in that upper echelon. And if he beats Roman Dolidze, I think he's one fight away from a title fight. And I think that he will get it done. I think he's going to use at the bare minimum 4 rounds to get it done, if not go to decision. But I think that he wins for sure.
Wow. So I love that we're disagreeing on the final one here. That's fun. Before I even get into my pick, I have 2 things. One, I have a shot to do because, you know, I have to. It's the last fight of the show. We do this. And 2, I just got a message from Miss Mary, who is flying to India for work right now. And I just thought that this was so fucking funny. I had to share. Nothing MMA related at all. But it's her second time going to India for work. And the first time she said her biggest complaint was the fact that she was so fucking burnt out on just Indian food in general, right? She said if you go to a McDonald's in India, like the fries have curry powder seasoning on them. Everything is curry.
Oh, no.
So it's like after 3 days, you're just like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Yeah. So she messaged me about 15 minutes ago, and I just saw it right now. And she said, so they're about to serve dinner on the plane. This is it, ... My last non-curry meal for 8 days.
Oh.
Exactly 1 minute later, she sends me a message that says, so funny thing.
It has curry on it.
The vegetarian option tonight is curry. It's literally curry vegetables, dog.
She can't win for losing.
So me being me, I'm going to respond after the show and say, hey, the good news is at least you had bad curry before you have good curry.
They're getting you
get burnt out on it for the next 7 months.
Yeah. Think of it as stretching.
You know what I'm saying? You're stretching before the workout. I love that. That's a great analogy. Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to say that instead. And I also just decided what's for dinner tonight. I'm going to have Indian food because we will not be having that together for the next 7 months. That's a fact.
That's good. Y'all win together and suffer together. It's good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have Indian food for the next 3 days. just going to have it tonight.
So I'm not going to suffer that much.
No. I love her, but no, we're not going to do that. I'm not a masochist, not like that. Yeah, man, I'm with you on everything you said. And that's what sucks about this. Because I agree with you, right? But I just think that Roman Dolidze is one of these guys that is very, very, very tough. He's a scary individual, though he has possibly the worst nickname in all of MMA, the Caucasian. I say that as a Caucasian. It just doesn't.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I'm not offended by the nickname. It just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But again, we got to talk about the tenure here, right? He has wins over, let's see here. Kyle Daukaus got him cut from the UFC. Phil Hawes, Jack Hermanson. By the way, he finished him in the second round. Anthony Smith, Kevin Holland, Marvin Vettori. He has beat a who's who. So for me, when I was going back and forth on this, and I was for a little bit, I was like, okay, if I put these guys against each other's opposition, who do I think would fare better? Right. And I feel like I know MMA math doesn't always work out, but that's kind of a fair litmus test of where we sit, especially if you look at the last running 5. Right. So how would Anthony Hernandez do against Marvin Vettori, Kevin Holland, Anthony Smith, Nassourdine Imavov, and Marvin Vettori? And honestly, I think Marvin Vettori would give him a lot of trouble. I think he'd probably wash Anthony Smith. Kevin Holland, I think he'd probably get through, but it might be tough. This version of Kevin Holland.
Yeah, this version.
This version. But I think Marvin Vettori probably beats Anthony Hernandez. Maybe. I think he outlasts him, and I don't think he's able to submit Marvin Vettori, and I think that's probably his best path to victory in that bout. So if we look at the flip side, right, Brendan Allen, Michel Pereira, Roman Kopylov, Edmund Shabazian, and Marc-Andre Barriault. I think Dolidze beats Barriault. I think he beats Shabazian, but Shabazian can knock anybody out if he gets the chance. Roman Kopylov, I'm fairly confident that Roman would beat. Michel Pereira, I'm super confident that he would beat. Brendan Allen is the biggest one that gives me issues here. So I'll be honest, this exercise, it did me no fucking good. And usually it paints a very clear picture for me. Okay, cool. Here's your silver lining. This is your guy. This is your X marks the spot for the treasure.
That put me right back in the middle with that exercise.
It literally put me right back in the fucking middle. I'm like, okay, cool. You got Marvin Vettori. You got Brendan Allen. I would say they're 1A and 1B of the contenders in this fucking division outside of the recent loss for Marvin Vettori. So, I mean, based on that, I had to go further back, man. And again, the only thing that really stood out to me as far as losses was the Trevin Giles loss. But 4 years ago, that's tough. Enough of the BA bias right. Hey, fuck off, Grimy. I got the Golden Glove sign right there. Right there. I love BA, man. I'm a Louisiana guy. He's mostly trained in Louisiana, so we got to support our own.
That's true.
But in this one, I got to support the Caucasian. Speaking of supporting your own, I guess. Roman Dolidze, I just think. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
No, that's a good joke. That's actually a really good joke.
I like him in this one. I think the 1-inch reach advantage doesn't seem super significant, but when you're trying to get in on me and grappling, that is very significant.
Yeah.
That 1 inch can mean an easy sprawl versus a tough night at the office for me. Right? So I got Dolidze in here. Am I confident in this pick? No. Is he my dog of the week? No. That's Angela fucking Hill, baby. Oh.
Dude, I was so close to picking Angela as my dog of the week. so close. But I was like, that's too much pressure. I don't want to put that pressure on her. I'm gonna go with Urbina. That's my dog of the week.
Oh, I like that dog of the week. I was about to say, who'd you pick as your dog of the week? I like that dog of the week a lot. I was literally back and forth between Hill and Philly. I don't know why. Yeah. I was like, I knew the Philly thing was a bias thing.
And that's actually why I didn't pick him, because I knew
the Angela Hill thing might be a schoolboy crush thing though. So I don't know if it's any better.
I kind of see. Well, the reason that I really went with Angela Hill, she's super nice, super open to talking to people online and stuff like that. She's super cool, and her male counterpart Neil Magny just won. So I was like, well, okay, maybe this is an omen.
Wait, are they dating?
No, but she's the Neil Magny. She's the female.
She is the Neil. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding that. I was like, holy shit, this is a relationship I didn't know about.
Nah.
Because he is the Haitian sensation. You know what I'm saying? The Haitian persuasion.
But like they remind me of each other a lot as far as like their
100%.
So
trajectory wise, they line up very well as far as the men's and women's divisions.
Yeah. So that's why I kind of lean her way, and I really just want her to win. But that's not a bad dog of the week, not at all. But I hear what you're saying on Dolidze though, and I was having trouble with this pick, going back and forth. Everything else on the card, for the most part, outside of the Philly C-Rod fight, was pretty straightforward.
This is the one of the top two fights that I went back and forth on. And the Philly one is definitely number 2 for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm expecting to have a good score on the underdogs thing. Hopefully, had a good score last week. Gotta keep stacking them.
I love it, man. I'm with you, bro. I hope we keep stacking it to the fucking top, brother. And with that, folks, that's the last fight. That was it. We're at almost an hour and a half. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I've got the last one poured up. So if you're drinking, drink your last one with us, folks. Cheers to you. Cheers to us. And cheers to hopefully everybody's bets hitting, as long as they're not against ours. Let's go.
Yes.
Angela Hill with the tit implant thing on the scale was funny.
That was funny.
Little easy way to lose 0.6 pounds, as she said. That shit was funny as hell, bro. All right, folks. Once again, if you're not already, I'm going to do the spill one last time. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. At MMAnomaly, at Making the Walk. You can find them on all platforms. If you just literally Google Making the Walk MMA, I promise you it'll come up. Again, if you're not subscribed to this man's channel, he makes fantastic content. He has such good takes on MMA. And he's very knowledgeable. So make sure you shoot him a follow on Twitter and Instagram and the like. Shoot him some DMs and chat fights with the guy. I'm sure he'd love to entertain it. So, folks, we appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And look, if you do none of the things we've asked you to do, if you've laughed at us for the last hour and a half and disagreed with all of our picks and you've just been here to be a hater, that's fine. We still appreciate and respect you. Okay? And all that we really care that you do, all that we really ask that you do are these next 2 things, okay? We want you to keep on going, keep on growing. We hope to see you next episode. Let's fucking.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.